are excited right now. How many of you are scared? Who's scared and excited? At the end of the search, I put file type, all one word, :XLS. What that means, I'm saying, Google, I only want you to show me Excel sheets that have this in it. We want Excel because Excel has all the juicy information, right? That's where you get the good stuff. Remember when phones used to be used just to call people? All of our precious pictures are on these phones. Our GPS is on these phones. Our plane tickets, everything that's important to us are on these phones. How many of you in here feel weird if someone asks to use your mobile phone? How many of us in here see that technology has created a shift in the way that we communicate with each other? Has anyone seen that? A major shift, right? What's important for us to understand is that our clients are the exact same way. They are just as attached to this technology. And so through social media and certain apps, it's giving us access to people that we did not have 10 years ago. The reason we're talking about the generations first before we go into tactics and strategies is because the generations impact how you sell to these different groups. And so again, the issue is not that baby boomers and traditionalists aren't good with technology. Gen Ys are just used to adapting. You know how sometimes you log into stuff and they've changed everything overnight? Who's had that experience where you log in, they change everything? When that happens to me and I see the change, I'm like, Facebook making changes. Okay, I'll have to figure this one out. Let's see what I need to do with it. Meanwhile, if my mom logs in and sees it, she goes, no! The other misconception, Gen X is not negative. They're just no nonsense and goal-oriented. Who are my Gen X's in the room? Stand up for me. I need you to actually stand up. You're standing up because I am acknowledging you because you were always ignored, right? You are sandwiched in between two of the most conceited generations ever to walk the planet. Each generation has a really big role to play when it comes to technology. What X's can do for you is they can actually take all these new discoveries the Ys have found and they filter them. They say, this is crap. This isn't going to help us. This can actually be useful. So they act as a natural filter. Now, what's great about our baby boomers is this. Baby boomers in the room, would you agree to these things? You know business etiquette, yes? You know relationship building, yes? And you have the experience because you've been doing this the longest, right? And so what happens is once you have this new technology that the Ys find, it filters through the X's. By the time it gets to you, you know what works in real life. And so now you can think about, well, if I know that this is what's been working, how can we use this technology to further what we already know works? And so really and truly, the key to being successful using social media, it's not about the technology, it's about the people. If you know what works in engaging people in real life, that is what works online. How many men in this room have ever been on a date? You're at this blind first date, and the first thing out of this woman's mouth is, you know what, you seem like a really nice guy, but I don't have a whole lot of time, so I need to know right now, are you willing to marry me or not? Guys, how would you feel at around that point? Anybody? He thinks he's on a TV show. You think you're being punked by Ashton Kutcher around that point, right? But we treat social media that way. We think that, oh, I want more business. I'm just going to get on there, connect with someone today. Why aren't I immediately getting business? But you're building relationships, just like in real life. So it works that way. There are tons of social networks. What you're seeing before you right now is a buffet. Do any of you ever go to a buffet and eat everything you see at the buffet? Somebody said, yes, that's me. For everybody else, I want you to treat this like a buffet. How many of you join LinkedIn and you're like, now what? That should be half the room, honestly, right? Because LinkedIn, the culture of LinkedIn is a professional social network, okay? So all people want to talk about are professional things on LinkedIn. They don't want to see pictures of our babies. They don't want to see pictures of our cats. They don't want to see videos of our babies riding our cats, right? YouTube is the second largest search engine, and it is owned by the largest search engine, which is Google. How many of you in here know that no matter what it is you want to learn how to do, there is a British guy on YouTube who's already done it? How many many people in here are on Twitter? Raise your hand high. Who, when I say Twitter, you're like, Twitter is all about real-time information and adding value. What's even more interesting is if you're trying to do anything, like maybe you're doing some community service initiatives to kind of get a little bit more sunshine on your face, get some potential customers that way, Twitter is where you connect with all of the media. So all the reporters, all the people from all the radio stations, they're watching Twitter because news breaks there first. And how many of you are on Nextdoor.com? That is like one of the best kept secrets because it's a social network where you can only connect with your neighbors. That's all you can do. They actually verify it with the mailing address from your credit card. That's how they verify that you're in there. So this is a great way for you to even build more relationships in your own neighborhood. I gave you a great deal of information. You took time out of your busy schedule to be here today. I want you to commit to doing one thing. How many of us can do that? Awesome, awesome. Well, give yourselves another hand clap. I really appreciate you. Thank you for being here.